Hey guys, so there's been a lot of contention lately as to whether or not GPT-5 is really as good of a model as it's made out to be. And I think some of this does kind of originate from the fact that the launch day of GPT-5 was really botched. Sam Altman went on Reddit, talked about it. There's a lot of technical issues at OpenAI the day of GPT-5's launch, so I think that partly could be the problem, but it's way past launch day. It's now out, and Sam Altman's fixed all the problems. And even then, there's still a lot of contention as to whether or not it's such a groundbreaking model as it's made out to be. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing some coding tests where I give the AI a very vague prompt, basically asking it to make me XYZ, and letting it do all the work, not interfering with what it's made, in order to see what it does and how good it is at coding on its own without much human intervention. Let's get right into it. Alright, so here we are at LM Arena. So basically this is a pretty simple website. I've talked about it before on my channel. It lets you do easy side-by-side comparisons between AI models. So we're going to be pitting GPT-5 High against OpenAI's O3 model. And if we look at the leaderboard, we'll see that GPT-5 High is currently ranked number 1, with O3 ranked number 2. So we're going to be going ahead and pitting 5 against OpenAI's O3 model, and we're going to see what happens from here on out. So I'm going to go ahead and give it this prompt: make me a website for my computer business, Computers Co. Limited. This site must use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and be comparable to professional and modern websites. So we're going to go ahead and send this prompt out. And the one thing I will say is that GPT-5, at least on LM Arena, I'm not really sure what it's like on OpenAI's end. Maybe it's way better on OpenAI's end. But on LM Arena, anyways, it's kind of slow. It takes a little while. O3 is significantly faster. That is one thing I've noticed, because I've done this a few times before while trying to make this video. I've kind of tested this out a couple times to see what these models would do. And, you know, frankly, GPT-5 takes a while to actually get the job done. So O3 is already done, so I'm going to go ahead and take all the files it gave me and put it into a JavaScript playground website so we can go ahead and see what it generated for us. So, time for a jump cut. Alright, so here's what OpenAI generated for us. I will say this background image here, I did have to put in myself because the O3 model went ahead and decided to try to put in an image that doesn't exist. So I felt like it was okay to just put in my own for this case, because that wouldn't completely ruin the integrity of what it built. First thing I do want to point out, this isn't right. The shadow kind of, I don't know how to put it other than the shadow is, like, not correctly adjusted to the proportions of the image. So that's not great. But whatever, that also could just be due to maybe how the image I got. It could be due to that, so I don't know. Either way, it doesn't look too bad. It's got a little about us, a little image there, which did actually embed properly, a list of professional services that we offer, apparently, a featured products list, a little contact us page with a send message button, an address field, phone number, email, links to social media at the bottom. You can go ahead and quickly skim through these. The font on the contact button is a little off. It's a little hard to read, but not the worst thing I've ever seen. And I feel like these could probably be aligned just a bit differently to this big contact button. But it's not the worst thing ever. There's a little search field that does actually work, surprisingly enough. So I guess you can go ahead and search for things in this little search field, and it does technically work. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's definitely basic. It's not like anything too complex. And there's a few errors, but it's not the worst thing I've seen out of this model. It's functional. It's alright. I don't know. It's not the worst thing ever. GPT-5 just generated us a whole lot of stuff. In comparison to what O3 generated us, this is significantly more. So we're going to go ahead and see what GPT-5 generated for us. Alright, so here's the site that GPT-5 made for us, and, well, as you can see, it's definitely a lot more complex. There's a lot more going on. It also comes with a dark mode, interestingly enough, so that is a feature that we got. We got this little kind of weirdly animated scrolling bar that I guess is meant to represent brands. It kind of glitches though. You can kind of see if it goes all the way to the end there, it just kind of resets its position back. It's a little, yeah, it's a little strange, but it's kind of functional. For some reason we have this gradient that starts here, starts there, and just keeps repeating on and on over and over again, and it doesn't look really natural by any means. It lists services, and there's like little animations that are going on here when you hover over them, so I guess that's nice. End-to-end solutions for homes and businesses. I'll ignore the stock images it chose to put on here because, well, they're stock images. As much as this is a little bit of a weird stock image to use, I don't know, I can't complain too much, I suppose. It's got little categories here for different computers that apparently we can buy and add to quote. And then there's a little thing here where you can go ahead and... It's a contact form. It's not the best contact form I've ever seen. I wonder if it's different in dark mode. Yeah, it looks better in the dark mode, but still, it's kind of hard to tell that these are fields on the light mode. It lists apparently some random... I don't even know where this is, but some store or address somewhere. The bottom page does send us to different parts of the site. These are supposed to be social media icons. That's supposed to be Facebook or LinkedIn or like Instagram or like whatever. But as you can tell, there's no actual images and icons here to represent them, so that's quite a problem. But okay, there's a little newsletter subscription thing. You can scroll all the way back up to the page with this button. You can do the same thing over here, or you can like scroll down to specific parts. It's okay. Oh, that's not right. Oh, the button logic doesn't really... Ooh, that's weird, because this one is over this button. Oh, that's weird. Okay. There's an FAQ, and the FAQ section works. There's a call button that actually sends you to like that phone number if you're on your phone. The email button, same thing. It's okay. However, I will say there's a lot more issues in this one than there was with the other one, by like a gazillion fold. There's a lot of issues here. I will also point out, and I'll have to move this over for you to see, there's a skip the content thing that is here, and this is actually a good idea. For accessibility reasons, a lot of websites will have a hidden skip to content button that will actually skip you to the main content of the site, but it shouldn't be visible. It should be hidden. So this does what it's supposed to do, but it's still not supposed to be there, like, at all. So that's kind of a problem, frankly. But I can see what it was trying to do. It had some good ideas, but obviously, as you can tell, its execution of those ideas weren't too good. So, honestly, I think I kind of have to give both of these the thumbs down with this one, because with this prompt anyways, the sites that they made all had issues, frankly. And this one definitely has more going on, but nevertheless, it's still kind of glitchy and just not correct. So, they're both kind of bad. I'll be honest. They're both just not that good. However, we're going to go ahead and try another prompt. So we're going to do one more prompt. And basically, we're going to ask it to make a Flappy Bird clone using HTML and JavaScript so that it can be played on web browsers. Now, Flappy Bird is a pretty simple game. It's nothing too overly complex. It's a pretty simple concept. It's something that's been emulated 1,000,001 different times. It's been done so many times. If you don't know what Flappy Bird is, it was basically a game for mobile phones where you're just this little bird, and the idea is that there's like these pipes, and you need to go between the pipes, like where there's a little opening, and you don't want to hit the pipes or fall down because then it's game over. That's kind of the whole point of Flappy Bird. It's a difficult game, but it's a concept that's been done 1,000,001 times. It's nothing new. And I feel like it's kind of hard to mess up Flappy Bird, but we'll see. We'll see if it can mess up Flappy Bird. So we're going to go ahead and wait for both of these models to finish generating. I'll go ahead and actually start off with the O3 one. So jump cut. All right, so jump cut over, and oh, it kind of screwed. Oh, wow. Okay, so it got the base concept kind of right, but also not. As you can tell, ooh, that's bad. Oh no. Ooh, that's not correct. So it doesn't start the. Oh, what? Oh, okay. So if you go down in the ground or in. Oh, that's bad. Because it doesn't restart the game on the pretense that you failed it. Which is bad, and it still keeps your score. It doesn't reset it. Ooh, that's not good. And you can also have your bird go all the way up to the top where there's like a collision box where it's meant to make the game go over, and you just can't start over unless, like, properly unless you refresh the page. So yeah, no, O3 screwed this up. Yeah, no, this is really bad, actually. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is really bad. Oh no. This is not good. It's like the vague idea itself is correct, but everything else is so wrong and so not correct. Oh. Okay, well that's the one from O3. GPT-5's is still generating. It's still going. So I guess let's see what GPT-5 does. Hopefully it's at least a little better. I guess we'll see. So I'll cut to when GPT-5 is done. All right, so this is the one that O3 made me, and. Okay. Oh, okay, at least it has proper logic as to when to, like, start and stop the game. So, hey, credit where it's due there. It's a little disorienting to play because this moves but on its own and not along with the pipes. But it's not, like, terrible. It's definitely playable. It's a very playable game. So, you know, alright, at least this one's playable. And it's a little more, appealing, I guess. It looks a little better. There's no sounds or anything. You can tap, you can click, you can use your space bar. It works. It's a game. I don't know. I'm not disappointed with this one. Though the RNG is a little bad because sometimes you'll get plays where the pipes are like right next to each other and it's like literally just impossible to go through them. So, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not perfect, but it's not the worst thing ever. And admittedly, at least this one actually has proper game logic. So, I'll give GPT-5 the award there. However, here's the deal. I've done this a couple times, and the one thing I will say is take some of these results with a little bit of a grain of salt, because AI has entropy. Like any human, it has entropy. So the results it gave me this time are probably going to be probably going to be a little different from the results it gives you other times. It's not going to be perfectly consistent. I've done this test a few times, and I've gotten better results, and I've gotten worse results than what I just received. So, take it with a little grain of salt, because there is entropy to these things. However, I think this is a really good demonstration in the fact that no AI is perfect. No AI is really that perfect or groundbreaking or like some kind of we're not near AGI or super intelligence. I feel like AI, while it may have a larger wealth of knowledge than any human being really has necessarily, you could make the excuse that AI is more knowledgeable than humans. But is it smarter necessarily than humans? Not always. It may have more knowledge, but what it does with that knowledge, it can sometimes be kind of bad. Like, sure, AI knows a lot more than the average human, but that doesn't change that what it does with the knowledge it has is sometimes not correct. As we've seen a few times already, sometimes AI just won't get things right. That's part of the reason why I think that if you're going to be programming anything using AI, you should also know the programming language that is being used by the AI, so that you can troubleshoot things easily, because frankly, the AI is going to make mistakes. It's not perfect. We're nowhere near perfect with AI, and I don't think we will be anytime soon. So, look, I've done this a few times. Here's the thing. I think GPT-5 is arguably a better model on the basis of it has more knowledge, as with any AI model, and it has a lot of capability. However, there's still a few things it gets wrong. For example, one thing I do want to point out with OpenAI is that it kind of has, at least OpenAI's GPT-5, is that GPT-5 kind of has this problem where it will try to engineer, at least from what I've seen, it tries to do more advanced things, but as a result, it makes it way easier to stop up the plumbing, if you know what I mean. It's complicating the pipes so much that the plumbing itself is way easier to stop up. It does more complex things when you ask it to do basic, hey, make me a Flappy Bird clone. It'll go above and beyond and try to do extra things, but that leaves it more room for error, and as such, you'll have more of a chance that things are going to go wrong. That's kind of the thing I've noticed with GPT-5, is that it tries to do more, but as a result, sometimes it'll trip over itself. Which again reiterates my whole point. If you're going to make it do programming, you should probably have at least some knowledge as to how programming languages work, just in general, so that it's easier to debug things. Because you are going to encounter issues like this with any AI model right now, where it's going to trip over itself. It's going to make some kind of mistake, and you're going to need to call it out on it, or you're going to need to figure out what the mistake is, because sometimes it can't even fix its own mistakes. So you have to do it for the AI. So it's not perfect. It's a good companion, but it is nowhere near replacement. And I don't think it's going to be anywhere near replacement for a while anyways. But it's still interesting. I do think objectively GPT-5 is a better model, but I don't think it's like AGI or anything super crazy like that. I just think it's a newer version of OpenAI's already existing, already pretty good models. That's, I think, at the end of the day, all it is. I don't know. It's nothing super special, but it's still a step up. So, I'm not complaining too much, but I'm not going to call it the best thing since sliced bread either. I don't know. That's just me. If you guys want to see me do more tests like these, leave a comment in the comments down below. If you want me to try testing this out with something other than programming, or if you have your own suggestions for prompts to give these models, let me know. If you want me to pit like Google models against OpenAI models or whatever have you, then let me know. I can go ahead and try it out in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Take care, you guys, and remember to stay safe out there.